Hi there, Mr. M. It's awesome to see a new rec take from you. So I think you did the right thing here. You told us you decided to post this before you would sort of get exhausted and tired of practicing the lesson. And I think that's a good strategy. I do the same thing. I try to not push myself with music and play stuff that I no longer enjoy. I tend to want to move on to the next thing instead. So definitely good thinking there. So I think you did pretty good anyway. There are a few bits here and there that could need some tweaking, and my fellow instructors have already commented on those. What I want to do is give you some generic pointers that hopefully can benefit your rhythm guitar playing. It's the basic idea of using and controlling dynamics. For some genres, like more extreme metal and, mostly extreme metal, dynamics don't matter that much anymore, even for brutal music, where distortion is drowning everything, you still get a change in the distortion depending on how hard you hit. So even there, it's important. But if we speak more classic rock, like this lesson, then for sure, right-hand dynamics is super important. Now, this specific lesson by Faid is not an extreme example. He has pretty decent amount of gain and doesn't need to go crazy with the right hand, even though I do think he is a bit harder on the strings than you are. But regardless of that, you can still benefit a lot, I think, from being more in control, just because it sounds so much cooler if you can do that kind of thing, right? Where you let the picking strength control the amount of distortion. It's such a cool technique. So, and this is especially useful for some types of rhythm playing, and I think this is a good example of that. I don't really know the lesson, but the idea is to hit harder with the right hand. But then comes the inevitable question, how do I do that without getting that? So what you got to do is sort of, whenever you practice, fretting a note, you should also fret that note with a muting strategy. So for example, if I fret the 9th fret here on the G string, I can think about muting the high E and the B string with the lower part of my finger here. So I get that, right? And if I want to, I can even solve the muting of the thicker strings with my thumb. Somewhat do that. So if I do that, regardless of where I play, then that's going to enable, kind of Stevie Ray Vaughan, whatever, skank technique, where you can sort of make a cool rhythm passage out of anything. And so it's twofold. It's about controlling muting, and it's about realizing the importance of dynamics, especially heavy dynamics when doing this kind of rhythm stuff. It really lifts the playing and the sound to a new level. So this is what I would practice if I were you. Next time you're confronted with this kind of rhythm lesson, learn everything and try to see if you learn every note and consider the muting technique for that note. So you should be able to do that and sort of, play that with big right-hand movements with a lot of dynamics and still be in control of noise. That should be your goal, because then your rhythm technique is going to sound awesome. And I think, you don't have any major issues to battle with. If you would give this a couple of more practice sessions, I'm sure you would get rid of the timing issues and that stuff. So for you, I really think it's a matter of lifting your skills up to the next level. And this would be one of them for sure. If you can sort of get this down, you would definitely see some kind of threshold experience, I think, where you would feel a lot more pro and you would sound more pro. So yeah, that's the conclusion. Work on your dynamics and muting techniques, not specifically for this lesson, but just in general, because that's going to make you sound even more pro. Where are you? There you are. Go for it, Mr. M. You can do it. Cheers.